I am innocent.
He has been interrogated. He has been held against his will for 6 years without a single charge being laid against him.
Doesn't it bother you at all working for someone like this?
I'm not just defending him. I'm defending the rule of law.
I was in 6th grade on September 11th, 2001. And so it was very interesting for me to kind of have this look back at this time in America. What's your take on what this film says about how we have or haven't changed as a country since then?
Yeah, obviously I was in America as well, 9/11. I was pregnant and on bed rest. I just had to have my second child. My first son was his first day of preschool. So it was a big moment for us, I think for all of us, to have that fear and terror and a unique moment in our life where we felt completely threatened just because of our nationality. And what's interesting is what the country did with that. The government really used that fear and terror to exact revenge on other people and to put all Muslim men in some category of terrorists. And that's really the tragedy that affected Mohamedou, the lead character in our story.
You play Nancy Hollander, one of, as you've remarked, one of the few real people you played in your career. I recently watched the conversation you had with Anthony Hopkins, kind of tied to the 30th anniversary of Silence of the Lambs. But you mentioned, you get kind of certain images seared into your brain that help you find the character. So beyond having Nancy to look to, how did you find the character in this instance?
Well, I didn't really have to look very far because I did have Nancy, and she is just a ball of fabulous contradictions, right? She has these red nails and red lipstick, and she likes to drive race cars and, listens to country western music. Like none of it fits together. And yet she's this very measured, calm, formidable presence. I would say that I wasn't really doing an imitation of her because my Nancy is way meaner and fast talking than her Nancy. But I think that I was able to do both, which is to honor the real character, but also change her a bit so that she really served the story and served Mohamedou's story. And she changes, she starts one way and she ends another way.
She is certainly a very stoic person, but there is such a warmth to her. And is that something you kind of picked up on in meeting and talking with Nancy in real life too?
Yeah, and the real Nancy is really warm, and she really loves Mohamedou. I mean, she does feel like he's her son, and but that's a long relationship. I mean, they spent all those years together, many years, at least 5 years, where she came and just sat in his cell. There was no court case, and she just hung out with him, and they, exercised and watched television, and talked about books and all that kind of stuff. So the real Nancy was, such an inspiration.
And you get to share plenty of fantastic scenes with the talented Tahar Rahim. I've been loving his work since I think I saw him in A Prophet first back in 2009. He's fantastic. But what can you tell me about working opposite him?
Just really lucky to be in the room, really, when he was delivering those performances. I worked with Shailene Woodley. She plays the legal partner in the film, Terry Duncan. And the two of us would just kind of like look at each other and be like, I mean, you could feel the pin drop. It was his intensity, and each take was completely different. It was just really an honor to be in that room. And I haven't felt that way that many times in my life as an actor. And it's just, it's impossible to describe.
My client, he's not a suspect. He's a witness.
Mr. Slahi, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me?